My next guest is Larry Behrens. He's the spokesman for Power the Future. Welcome back to the program.
So great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so this Saturday, and I'm looking at a quote here from Vanity Fair, King Charles is going to be coronated as the first climate king. Does that mean there'll be no private jets, no limousines, everyone's going to eat bugs, wear pajamas, and ride bikes?
Well, that is true, except for the everyone part. He will not. I mean, don't forget, we're the peasants here, and it's our job to support this unelected monarch who our ancestors fought to not have over us. It is insane that people are able to live this lavish, literal royal lifestyle. I don't even know how many estates they have, and try to tell the rest of us, you have to live in a way that just leaves the earth a better place for his grandchildren.
Yeah, it kind of makes Meghan Markle seem like less of a hypocrite. You know, I remember watching John Kerry at the World Economic Forum, and I felt like I had to take a shower after he was done talking when he referred to these extraterrestrials that had gathered. It's like, don't tell me what you believe. Show me how you live. Yeah, I think regular people have to stop being duped into this belief that they should just accept what is handed down to them from on high from people that fly in private jets and ride in limousines and stay in stately suites and eat whatever the hell they want whenever they want, while they're talking about what kind of cars we're going to drive, what our homes are going to be like, what we're going to eat, what our kids are going to learn. Don't tell me what you believe. Show me how you live.
Well, and that's just it. It's a really interesting part of the climate church, right? That all their patron saints get to be raging hypocrites. I mean, King Charles, one of his first acts as king was to take a 40-minute flight from where his mom had passed away back to London. Oh, it wasn't commercial. No, he didn't pay for that seat. No, it was a private flight, just like the 40 he had taken in the previous year. If you want to grow your carbon footprint, that's one of the biggest way to do it. And yet he gets this lauding coverage, and he will this weekend, right? Saying how he's the first climate king. They even called him one of the world's foremost climate thinkers, a guy who hasn't had a job his whole life, one of the world's foremost climate thinkers, and he gets to jet around, have as many states as he wants, gets to do what he wants, but he says he feels bad about it, so we all just look the other way.
You know, even we talk about privilege in this country, white privilege this and white privilege that. Is there anything more privileged? I mean, even a despotic, terrible, imperial monarch still has to make things work, right? You still have to assemble knights, and you still have to build walls, and you still have to do something as king, even if you're terrible. This guy's never had to do anything. He was born into this family, has never had to have a real job. I give respect to his sons for going to Sandhurst and deploying in Afghanistan. Okay, I mean, maybe the whole Meghan Markle thing has been, kind of a circus. But this guy literally has done nothing.
Oh, I disagree. He's done so much for the environment. He had a car that ran, no joke, you can look it up, on cheese and wine. So it was good for look at what he's done for the environment. One of those cheese and wine cars like we all should have. It's such a great thing it's a world's foremost climate thinker. Of course, he's never done a single thing in his whole life to try to advocate, or he's advocated for it, but to prove that he's living the life he demands of the rest of us. He takes helicopters everywhere he goes. But again, it's okay because his servants, no joke, literal servants say, well, it bothers him a bit. Oh.
We have a federal government now. I know it's when you're one step ahead of the crowd, you're a leader, 2 steps, you're a crackpot. But I don't see what the Democrats are doing now as a green energy thing. I don't think the plan for the U.S. is to get us into EVs. I think it's to get us out of cars altogether. Because at some point, the environmentalists are going to recognize that these batteries are not green at all, that the process of getting cobalt and nickel and lithium is more disastrous and more toxic than anything the oil industry has to offer. I get it. There have been tragic spills, and, companies should be held accountable for that. But basically, the process of getting lithium is basically fracking. It's basically a fracking process. And when we realize that recycling the batteries isn't like just putting cans in a blue bin, all right, and hoping they become a can again or something else, they're going to say, okay, well, this is unsustainable, and basically you're all going to have to ride government rail.
Well, and that's just it. And I think the environmental community, most of them, they realize that. They know that what they are pushing is much more environmentally unsound by their own rules than what we are using in society today. But it's not about that, right? It's about them being able to, be central planners, to exert power over us on everything we do. They want to take our gas stoves, they want to take our gas cars, and look it up. Yeah, they want you to get rid of your green lawn. They want to get rid of your gas mower. They want you to do everything. It's about their control over you. And if they have to use these lousy products to do it, and a glorified golf cart or an electric mower that only gets you halfway done, then that's exactly what they'll do, because then they control you. And oh, by the way, fun fact, they get to line their pockets while they do it. So they are all about the green. They just like it in their wallet.
Look, I have nothing against EVs. I have a friend who's, as soon as his lease is up, he's going out and he's going to get an EV. It's his thing. He loves Tesla. He thinks it's the coolest thing. Hey, to each his own. But I would have thought that the addition of EVs would put good competition on the natural oil and natural gas industry, that, the more supply there is, the more the price comes down, right? Great. If somebody wants to plug in their car, if they've got the unit in the garage and they're willing to pay for that, I have no problem. What I don't like is someone coming along and saying, well, if that's not going to work for you, if it doesn't make any sense for you to have one of these, then you might not be able to have a car at all. I mean, that's just inflicting pain on people. And EVs are not cheap. And you got to replace that battery. It gets even more expensive.
Well, and that's just it, right? They have taken their movement from, we hope you join us because this is better, to we demand you join us. We force you to join us. And you're exactly right. I mean, how long in California are you going to get a gas-powered vehicle? It always starts with just we're going to nicely transition. Because the fact of the matter is, the public hasn't chosen these vehicles. They haven't selected these as part of the natural, as part of the free market. No one had to force me to get my iPhone, and they were just over to take over the world. The EVs have been around forever, and we've rejected them thus far. Now, I'm not going to begrudge someone if they make a better mousetrap, a better EV, but right now, people don't want them, and that's why you're exactly right. The government forcing you to buy them is what makes it all the more sinister. Yeah,
and then you have this dummy Jennifer Granholm who thinks that we're going to have plug-in Navy destroyers, solar panel, fighter jets, and battery-operated tanks. Like, I don't know what this woman is drinking, but the military is not going to be plug-in, hybrid, solar-powered in 7 years, okay? I don't know, maybe in a sci-fi movie, but not in the real world. I got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Great to talk to you.
All right.